Are we starting?
Yeah, so I recorded that, and we're definitely keeping that in, just so we're gonna start the show with that. So, welcome, man. That was awesome. That was really. I mean, I've obviously seen the guitar, and I know you mentioned you were gonna play it, and so I heard you playing, and I said, "What? You know, what a cool way to start this." What a cool way to start the video, or the show, or the podcast, or whatever you want to call it. Guys, we're here for 2 weeks in a row. Last week we had James Crossan. This week we have Robin Wu. I thought we were going to be talking about some of your products you're managing of that nature, but like I kind of just want to talk about the guitar. What type of guitar is it? And was that an original song, or was that something that is like, do I need to like call our CEO, make sure we're copyrighted and all of that, right?
Yeah, well, we'll send this out to some musicians. If they think I didn't perform well, we'll write it off as a copyrighted piece of music. But it's just something, something based off of the around the G major chord, something that I noodle from time to time and came up with it. Yeah.
Did you study in college, or was it just a hobby? Was it to like pick up potential dates? Like, what's the story of the guitar?
You read right through me. I started playing guitar because I thought I would get a lot of girls, right? And then eventually I realized that, wow, I actually just love playing guitar. So I just started playing more and more. And yeah, that's still trying to play. Times are getting more busy after I started working, but yeah, still have a lot of interest in guitar.
All right, we can talk guitar about.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah, you were shredding. I play drums a little bit, and I'm not very good. So anytime my fingers don't work that way, and so seeing people that can play guitar is like my essentially my entire in-law side of the family play guitar. I think my dad played guitar as well. I have no musical talents at all. So no, thank you for that. I appreciate the excitement, the exciting intro. So
yeah.
Real quick, we are producing this entirely in our cloud studio producer, TVU Producer, right? Our entire cloud ecosystem, and we're doing that forward. So me and Robin have been kind of testing some things here and there. One thing is that you're going to be getting a lot about TVU Producer, and I'm meeting with the producer product manager next week. So we'll be able to deep dive a little bit in this as well. But real excited because I've been monitoring it. The feed looks incredibly clean. We've got an entire multi-camera setup, and I'm going to switch cameras real quick for us so you can see kind of what we are. I say switch cameras. I'm screen sharing as well, and I turn the logo off. Operator error there. But you can see, I mean, Robin, how many cameras do you have set up here? Give us like the walkthrough real quick.
So I have my webcam here, my phone here, another phone here, and a tablet over there. I mean, there's limitless possibilities. On the screen right now, you see there's a limit of 12 sources, but that is just an artificial limit. We can take in much more than 12.
Now, I want the real number here, right? I don't, we could hype up our products, right? Everything. But like the reality is that people are going to take time to learn and things of that nature. After you understand TVU Producer, how long did it take you to get this entire multicam guitar riffs, jam session up and rolling with graphics and everything?
I have been streaming a little bit on my own Twitch channel, just me playing guitar and sometimes some World of Warcraft. Previously I was streaming using OBS, and to be honest with you, it wasn't the best experience. Just because of how difficult it was to use. Plus, it's taking up the hardware resources on my computer, which impacts, the gaming performance, which the gamers are big about. But ever since I switched to Producer, right, I picked it up in maybe an hour. All the basic functionalities, including, source switching, custom sources, like what you're seeing right now, overlay and logos, all those things are incredibly easy to operate. So yeah,
Yeah, it's a switch, right? And I don't want to say names and things of that nature, but we have been talking to some Twitch streamers and some content creators and
Oh,
stuff about potentially bringing this in. So it's exciting to do that. I play WoW myself, as you know, so I always love talking about World of Warcraft, even though I'm not
yeah.
playing the newest expansion, strictly because of a time thing. You know, there is a little bit of a learning curve, right? And one thing that I think is important is that OBS is a product that is designed like you create the scene and then you switch and all this stuff, right? It works for a lot of things. But this TVU producer, and let me switch it back real quick for us. You are so much better at this than me. I need to be turning off the, again, operator error always. Here we go. And then I have to video cuts and then overlay cuts. Again, that's the issue. I'm not turning a thing. This is a way you can do as much or as little as you want in this, right? And so what I mean by that is if you've never been in a control room, right? You have a graphics person, you have an audio person, and you have a show that has been stacked, right? It'll be like, take graphics here, right? Take this shot, take that shot, cut to this person. It's a 2-box, right? And this
Yeah.
is really designed right now to be able to have that flow, right? We can support multi broadcasters, we can support podcasts, you can do a Twitch stream from it, all of that. But it operates in a true sense of like, this is a newsroom in a cloud. It is an OB van in the cloud, right? Me and you were making changes to it. I was making changes to it, right? Everything is super
Yep.
easy to be able to do, and it can be done just by clicking. Now, one thing that I think is really cool here, which I don't know how to set up yet, but you do, is we're going off kind of off script here, right? Is there's a macro setting as well, which I think you've kind of helped develop in that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take my hands off, right? Can you show the macro? Can you kind of run through kind of how that works and kind of the elements of
Yeah.
it, talk about that product and everything?
Absolutely. So we understand that a lot of the times production crews are small and not every module can be assigned a person. You know, you're just short staffed. So we implemented something called the playlist macro or the workflow macro. Essentially what I have set up here, as you can see, is what after pressing this button is I will first cut to source 1 for 7 seconds, and then cut to source 2 for 7 seconds, and then finally cut to source 3 for 7 seconds.
Real quick, Robin. We should be looking at 5, correct? Is the source you're showing off? I'm gonna switch.
Correct.
I'm gonna switch to source 5 real quick so you can show them.
Yeah.
I was just doing
Sure.
the screen record. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is the thing. All right, perfect.
So,
Now,
yeah. First of all, to explain, I hate people that take pictures of their monitors. I know how to use screenshots, but to explain, this hardware is not powerful enough to be encoding and running this software at the same time, which is why I'm filming it with another camera. All right, that's the disclaimer done. So, this is the macro editor app that we have for our cloud studio production. As you can see here on this source, the delay is extremely low. There's almost no delay, basically. So the operator can be, using this to monitor the production as well. So let's take a look at this first macro. This first macro, what it will do is you can select a source to play. There will be source 1. Select a duration for it. Right now I have it set to 7 seconds. A transition effect, which I have set to dissolve, and the transition effect duration, which I've set to 1.5 seconds. So, and then, repeat for source 1, source 2, and source 3. After that, this will remain on an infinite loop, and it doesn't have to reset. And then we can have a manual take next in the sequence. So I've saved this as 1, 2, 3, 7 seconds, the name of the macro. Now all I have to do is press this button, and no hands, it will run on its own. So now it's cutting to source 1, which is my camera. Oh, no hands, Mom.
No hands. Yeah, right. It's happening.
Yeah. And then it's going to cut to Josh. 7 seconds later,
it will
cut
my
to
office, right? But we're in there, right?
Yep. And there's source 3, and it will go on this loop forever until you decide to terminate the macro.
Is terminating the macro, does that happen just on the iPad? And then
sure, yeah.
Or you can just if you do a manual take, does that stop it automatically as well?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
So let me cut to this source real quick. Whoops. As you can see, there's a red button here. You press it, it terminates the macro sequence, and then you can resume to manual switching. That's just one of the possibilities, right, with our online cloud production studio.
Yeah, one thing, and you can switch, and I just have it set off right now. You can switch the scenes to like include the graphics you're making over with every cut. I have them separated, strictly just because I have them separated, but I know that you can cut at the same time. So, I mean, I can, if I do here, let me turn off the logo, and then even if it's combined, it'll cut over there. And then you're good. And then the overlay's off, right? And then I can put the overlay back on. You don't have to do like separate cuts. And I will be able to get more of that with Mateus, who's kind of the mastermind behind all this stuff. So thank you for that demo, right? But you're not limited to the like just doing seconds, right, of videos and stuff. Like, can you kind of show us everything that Sidecar can kind of do? It's like a macro machine for TVU Producer, right? And I think also
Yes.
I posted some videos of you and where people are able to kind of like do less things, right? Like if you're overwhelmed by what you're seeing on TVU Producer, then you can use Sidecar to make it much more what's the word? Easier or much more
Digestible.
less. Yeah. It's a great word. Digestible. Can you kind of run us through that real quick? I'll switch the scenes for
Definitely.
us also, so you can so you can
Would
have
you mind cutting us to source 6 real quick?
I got it. And there we go.
Source
6. Got it. Sorry.
So every single, this is the interface for the producer product. Every single functionality in there will be able to be macroed into the Sidecar app. It is essentially, the Sidecar app is essentially an external control panel, right? So say, for example, one of our customers' use cases is that they're a large production studio, and the production suite is too much to handle for just one person, or for one studio room. So what they're doing is they're only taking care of the essential operations in their physical studio, and then outsourcing modules of producer onto offsite employees who have Sidecar on their tablet. So for example, my name's Jimmy, and all I do is audio mixing, and that's it. And the other guy, Tom, who's halfway across the world, all he does is instant replay related features. So this is what, basically, to answer your question from earlier, every single feature within Producer can be macroed into Sidecar. Now, let me cut to source 5. Currently, let me just show you another capability, right, which is the replay capability. So let me select the replay playlist capability. What this is what I'm going to be doing is mostly for sports related productions, where I can build a template of an instant replay clip. Essentially, for example, if I know the left side goal has camera 1 pointed towards it all the time, when a goal happens on that side of the field, I just press this macro once, the replay clip will be generated, and then it will be immediately pushed to the program, or it will create a playlist, which then the operator can choose to cut or not, depending on if he likes the playlist or not. So for example, right, camera 1, it's my camera, mark in, mark out spot. Let's just pick, so the red line, there's a red line in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see it. That indicates the moment when you press the macro button. And then the green area indicates the mark in and mark out point of the clip. So let's just say I want to highlight 15 seconds before, and then up to, say, 7 seconds before, right, for camera 1. And then after that, in the playlist, I'll highlight camera number 2, same, 15 to 7. And then transition effect, we'll put dissolve, because I really like dissolve. Put a quick name for it, replay 1, 2, save. And then now all I have to press it. As you can see, the replay clip is loaded here. And then if the operator decides to replay it, just cut to program. And there's the replay of me from about 15 seconds ago.
That kind of just like blew my mind for a second, because at first I thought it wasn't working, and then I realized, oh no, it's just going back to you talking, right? That was kind of crazy, right? Like that. Wow. Wait, can we like? Okay, so okay, I'm very excited here. All right. So can you go to my source right now on replay?
Yeah.
Right. If I do something, you can pull that up in like seconds, essentially, right, to make this replay happen.
Yeah, that is the power of the.
Can I put you in the spot here?
Sure, go.
All right, hang on. Get ready. All right, I'm gonna go grab my dog. We're gonna come back here and we're gonna do a replay thing. Okay, and I want to see.
Okay.
Because I've only seen this in like the demo setting at NAB. Did not know you were gonna be able to like do it actually integrated with this thing. So I'll be right back, Robin. Right back. I'm gonna push. Get out of this way. Okay. Turn my light on.
Yeah.
All right. Come here, Groot. Come here.
Oh, he's gonna do a trick.
All right. We got peanut butter. Every dog loves peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
Right, sit. Sit. Don't embarrass me. Really? Can you sit?
Oh, good boy.
Oh, come on. Roll over. You're going to roll over off screen?
Ah. It's camera shy.
Oh, well, okay. We can kind of work with that, right? You know, we can do something.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Groot. You can hang out here. We got peanut butter. Okay, the dog can hang out.
That's the most confused dog.
Way less exciting than I wanted it to be, right? But, you know, not a paid actor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
can you
doesn't know much about cloud production. So yeah. It's been about, roughly 15 seconds since that thing happened. And then I still had the replay set up to play my screen first. So, here's the replay clip of me reacting to your dog first, and then it'll cut to your camera. Let's see it. Oh, there he is. Oh, I only caught the tail end of it.
it's all set up.
I didn't press it fast enough, right? But that is just one of the ways you can generate a replay macro clip. I can do you one better. So let me cut to source 5 again. There is another application that we have in our arsenal that is for more advanced replay clipping. It is actually just called TVU Replay, right? This one is more generic and it works for every feature in Producer. But the next one I'm about to show you is exclusively for replay. So I have our current.
Oh, we weren't even in replay. Oh, okay.
No, we were
in
the Sidecar product, the macro editor.
I'm going way off script.
You're all good, man. This is the replay product. As you can see, I have the sources loaded up in here, right? And before I continue, just a quick note: the TVU ecosystem, from the moment of ingest, which is the camera capturing the footage, to the moment that you can edit it, takes about 15 seconds. Just think about that, right? I'm currently located in California. You can have a camera crew in Australia filming a horse race, and 15 seconds later in America, I can start editing those clips. That is just an incredible feat in terms of cloud production, right? But let me return to this app real quick. What I have here is a multi-view, but what I can do is go into an editing interface. All these tracks here, as you can see, are the different tracks that are currently in the production. Let's find the moment where the good boy did a little roll. Oh, he's in the little mat behind you right now.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's back. He's waiting. He's hoping for more dog peanut butter as dog treats. But
let me just find.
You may try to get it again. You want me to get a clearer shot? Let's do a clearer shot, right? Does that work? Would that be easier? Would that help?
Sure, yeah.
Let's do it again. Okay. I'm gonna take full screen for me, right? So we'll full screen. Okay, we'll get him. Because he's had the taste, right? We'll give it another shot. Come here. Come on. Over here. Come here. Sit.
Oh,
There we
oh, there it is.
There it is.
Wonderful.
I feel like I'm self-reporting by wearing a polo with shorts, right? It's like the classic work from home kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? But
So
we're getting there.
In here we can select a mark in and mark out point. This UI deliberately designed to be very similar to some popular streaming platforms clipping interface, so that minimal training is needed. If you use Twitch, you know how to use this. And then here's the little good boy rolling around. I click save, and then now this. Let me do a cut real quick. As you can see here, this clip is in here, and that's the good boy rolling around on an instant replay.
The instant replay of the dog in the bottom corner. I mean,
Yeah.
I think, we're going to win an award for that clip right there. That's exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
I've had this at multiple times in TVU, right? And maybe I shouldn't say it, but I've been known to err on the side of sharing too much information, right? But it is what it is.
Oh.
You told me, you're like, yeah, we can do replay real simple, right? And I watched you do the replay at NAB, and I was like, okay, but like, how simple is it? And did not expect to be able to do like my dog immediately rolling around and on the fly, as simple as that. It's incredible. I mean, hats off to you and the engineering team and everyone that is making this happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, the use cases are, I think, kind of speak for themselves, right? Sports teams. I think content creators who are looking for more high-scaled production would be huge. Esports, obviously, that's a huge portion in that. But I think, and I'll pass it over to you a little bit as well here. But for me, I've met people who their entire job in production is to run a replay system, right? It requires, and I'm not saying that there's not use cases for that at all, because there 100% can be, especially for massive events like, the World Championships of football and soccer and all of those, right? But to me, this kind of like opens the door for smaller production companies, or if they're doing high school sports, or you're doing a podcast and something funny happens and you want, like what happened here, right? Like you can just make it, you could do it immediately. Can you kind of talk about like the use cases, or like people are excited about? Like, I mean, when we say we have the most robust cloud production ecosystem, I mean, I don't know. I think this kind of proves it in my mind. Not to give ourselves a pat on the back, but I didn't make it, so I'm giving you the pat on the back. So it feels a little bit better,
So first of all, thank you very much for the compliments on the engineering team's hard work and the product team's hard work. Not only do we work very hard, but I believe every member of the team, we all share the same vision, which is that production will move to the cloud within the next 5 years completely, right? The traditional way of conducting a production is just too ineffective and inefficient. You being able to gather resources from all over the world and join them all into one production, that's what people want to watch. People want to watch more content from more places, produced by more people more easily. So yeah, that is the vision of the team. Now, secondly, coming back to the replay system, when you were talking about high school soccer, or high school sports, definitely that is one of the biggest advantage of this system. The traditional replay system usually relies on a hardware controller and a hardware server, both of which are extremely expensive and exclusive to one user, right? You can only have one operator on one set of controls at any time. But for our solution, it uses an iOS device or an Android device, and it is not exclusive to just a single operator. I could send, based on our testing, we can send out this to 1,000+ people at least. The actual number is about 15,000 people. They can all be concurrently accessing these files and creating replay playlists at the same time. So this not only does it, coming back to the replay point, not only does it makes creating replay clips in a production more easier, it also can be used in sort of a fan engagement way, so that the audience themselves can be the clip players. If you want that, that is a possibility. So, for example, one of our customers is a sports team in the NHL. That what they're doing is what they have been doing actually is showing a QR code in the middle of the arena, right? And then when people scan the QR code, it will pull out this. It will pull out. Oh
yeah,
I had them. Sorry, my bad there.
No, we had them linked. That's our
yeah.
That's our Achilles heel right now, is us not unlinking and linking.
Yeah. Basically, it will activate this application, and then it will have all the different camera angles of the of the game, so that they can be in the arena and watching it from the angles that they cannot see from their seat, right? But what's also possible with that project, and what we're planning on doing, is having the audiences themselves create clips. I'm linking again. Creating playlist clips and then outputting them to social media, and say things like, that call was rotten, the ref needs to be fired, or player number 10 did an amazing hat trick today, check this out. It's all possible within our ecosystem.
It's so cool. The first one, I think I might have talked about this a little bit too, maybe with you or maybe just in general. I've talked to so many use cases and so many people about kind of our ecosystem, is that one of the ones that sticks in my mind right now. And again, he's a very polarizing player. My team is the Grizzlies, which it doesn't get more polarizing than us right now, full disclosure. But I remember and I'm going to put the stomp, right? The Draymond Green stomp. I don't know if you saw that, right? Like he ended up, I think he got, was it a flagrant? He got some sort of flagrant. I don't exactly remember. But I remember like people were kind of up in arms about it until we got a really clear look at the replay, right? And I think that kind of changed the perspective, right? And live sports in an arena setting can be kind of heated. I mean, we've seen people chant at refs and yell, and there's all the chants about how bad refs are and vice versa. And sometimes a bad call can make or break an entire season if it's game 7 and we got seconds left. So, I mean, this could change the entire atmosphere of how people view an arena sports if they're watching. If refs, the refs, so because the refs have the replay system that they go back and they watch if they need to be reviewed, but fans don't always have that option, right? You're kind of, maybe it gets uploaded on Twitter, but again, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's the view. And so fans can now potentially watch from their own and see whatever angle they want, right? And then they can make the decision. And sometimes you still can't make the right decision because the camera angle is not clear or the rules are kind of wonky, whatever it is, right? But it helps fans give more informed decisions, right? And it helps refs do the same too. And it's huge.
Yeah,
it's so exciting.
Yeah, to the refs listening, it's not all doom and gloom for you. We actually have use cases of this replay system helping refs as well. So there are a few college sports conferences in the United States right now that are using our replay system to officiate games and checking for fouls or other things that have happened at the show. And what's also great about it is that if they cannot make a decision based on the video angles, the camera angles, they can send it over the internet to someone else at their headquarters for them to do additional review. And then also the footage is stored in the cloud forever until you delete them. So, they can go back later to review it again for, a higher level review. The system is amazing. And, I know you were talking about some esports things earlier. So this could also be an amazing use case for like an esports arena, right? Imagine a Counter-Strike tournament where you can have the 10 players' camera angles or their first-person perspectives pulled up on the application. Well, if I think Simple's a great player and I want to, emulate his B take in my own play, I can just full screen his perspective and focus on his perspective. If I want to watch two players and see how they cooperate with each other, I can just pull out those two players' camera angles and then watch how they interact with each other in the game. So these are all possibilities within our ecosystem.
Yeah, we have a use case, and I can't. I don't think I've been clear to say the name, so I won't. I'll speak in.
Okay.
I'll speak around, and I think maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're not. But we have put on major concerts where people are able to do exactly what you're talking about and get like the side view of the show, right? Or they want to get the view of in the audience, right? Or they want to pull the main feed, or there's a drone. So me and James Crossan last week talked a lot about how, AI could potentially curate content and all the things of that nature, and how far away we are from there is kind of up in the air, right? I think we're probably closer than I think we realize, but we can
Definitely.
curate entire shows now just by people selecting the angle that they want to watch, right? Like you mentioned before, like you can watch just that one player, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
If I want to watch League of Legends and I only like Blabber, right? Again, if you know about esports, Blabber is a very, very good player in the LCS, and he has a very, very big fan base because of just his success and all of that. And so it's huge in where if you only care about Blabber, and that's the reality, right? I mean, think about the NBA stars and things of that nature. If you have a way of where you're only going to focus on what LeBron James does during a game, maybe you don't like the Lakers, but you really like LeBron James, right? Or maybe you don't like the Grizzlies, but you love Ja Morant or whatever it is, right? You can potentially set a camera to follow that player, have it set on them, and then you're just watching the angle of the superstar. I think it's huge. It's so exciting to kind of be there.
And
go ahead.
I'd like to jump in here a little sneak peek on what we are planning on doing next when it comes to replay. So last week in your show with James Crossan, he mentioned that Search currently has a feature where every time it detects a certain event happening, in his case, I think he used the face of Joe Biden as an example. Every time Biden comes up and says the word because, you do a little clip of 5 seconds around that event happening, right?
Yep.
So the next step in replay is automatic replay or AI generated replay. Essentially, there's been, we have so much footage out there. We can have the machines learn what it means for a soccer player to score a goal. And then every time the machine recognizes that event happening, we will just do a replay clip and then, send it to the producer. Do you like it? Send it to the program. So you don't even, if once that step is completed, the replay operator can now be freed up to deal with other issues in the production, right? The goal is to turn the production more and more automated and more efficient.
It's so cool. I joined TVU because of the technology, obviously, and then kind of fell in love with the people, right?
I joined for money and women, but
so the same reason for the guitar, right? It's the same thing, right?
I guess.
But it's I mean, these are the things that like I didn't even know about when I was going through the process, right? These were the things that weren't available. They were, you had to, they were being created, they're being curated behind doors, and now that these are out and being shown to the world and being able to, like, these are ready to go. You can reach out to us if you want to test this, you want to purchase this for an event. Replay is Sidecar as well. Is that available to the public, or is that still
yeah, that is available to the public. We've already started building, making changes based on customer requests. So if you come in early, give us feedback, and we'll work together to make your show better.
And that's something that I think is key about TVU networks. And I talk to a lot of creators. I talk to a lot of esports production companies and things of that nature. And we truly mean that, right? Obviously, it might take a couple of days to get some features and stuff, but if you come up with an idea or feature request that's going to make your life easier, that improves the product, we want to have you as a part of the team, right? And we want your feedback. And again, some people don't want to, right? You don't have to help us develop it in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to be involved in the conversations, but it's something that I think we do a little bit differently than some other tech companies in this space, is that we have a very, very open door policy of feature requests and all of that. And if we feel like it's not possible, we'll let you know, but we're going to explore every step of the way to make sure that we can get there and give you the best possible product and the best possible partnership imaginable. And that's why,
Exactly.
and technology is changing so fast, right? And that's where our customers, I think, are going to be most impressed besides the technology, is that we're going to adapt so quickly, and we're going to be moving as fast as possible to make sure that we're ahead of the curve. I mean, AI has exploded, right? We've been in the AI game for years, right? You know, these this cloud-based production. I think some competitors have announced their studios and things of that nature, right? This has been in production for how many years? I think I saw an image of it from 2018. It's a very different product, but we are we're ahead of the curve, and I mean that in a very proud way, not a braggy way in any way. So, Robin, anything else you wanna add? I mean, these used to be 10-minute shows, but we've been having so much fun with James and you that we're really getting to explore. Any insights, anything before we send us home?
No, I think this is a great time. Always love talking to you, Josh. And I think if you keep this up, and by the way, happy to come back anytime. If
I was about to say, you're coming back 100%.
Awesome.
If nothing else, just for a concert, right? Like, you're just going to do a TVU producer concert series.
I think we'll get a sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends in no time if we keep this up. So
100%, or from TVU networks. You know, hey, thank you, man.
That too. Just that, Raids is the one that sponsors every podcast nowadays or something.
They got it. We'll reach out. We'll have our people call their people, right? And you're officially my people, so I need you to get on that.
Yes.
Robin, for real, thank you so much. Congratulations on all the success of TVU Replay and TVU Sidecar. Thank you for coming on board and watching me feed peanut butter to my dog and all of that.